Hey, it's Matt with Midwest Guns and Gear, and I went down into the vault and grabbed a couple firearms out while I was down there, and we're going to talk about some that you may have never heard of, you may have seen, may not know anything about, and this one is exactly that. Now, when you think of battle rifles, your main rifle, you might think of the M1 Garand, the M14, AR-15, AK-47, FAL, a lot of them out there, but one that doesn't get a lot of credit, that is really a great rifle, that's one that I've got right here. This is the Spanish CETME. This is a Model C. This is actually a sporter version that was brought in by Century Arms back in the 90s when these rifles, they were banned from import under George Bush, the first one. So they brought them in kits and made a receiver over here. And this is one, this was a model they called the Black Widow. And if you think it looks like a HK G3, well, there's good reason for that. It has a lot of history and a lot in common with the G3. Now, at the end of World War II, you had two engineers that worked for Luger, and the Strumgewehr, the STG-44, they were working on an STG-45, an updated version of that, and the war ended, so that didn't really come to fruition. These engineers, they ended up going to France, and then they didn't like it in France, so they ended up going to Spain, and they were still kind of working on the rifle, and their work had a couple other changes, and eventually came into this, the HK G3. I know it looks a lot like it, and that's because HK was working on the rifle in conjunction with the CETME factory in Spain, and at the time it was a different cartridge. I believe it was a 792, 762. It wasn't the 762 cartridge, but after World War II, all of the countries, they decided they were going to do the 762 NATO round, and so this was changed over after, I think, one or two trials, and it started with the CETME Model A, then went to the B, this was the C. There's a couple others out there, but this is the one. You'll see this a lot here in the States. Century has them. I think there's a couple other companies. You'll also see variations. I think it's a PTSR 94, and also through HK you can get the G3. This is a roller delayed action, and one thing that's kind of nice about it is like a lot of the different HKs, when you take it back, take the bolt back, which is up here. Oh, got the safety on, that's why it's not going back. You can see right here, you can kind of lock it, and if you've got your magazine in there, you got a round in, and then you want to chamber it in a hurry, you just hit that, it pops it shut. Now, the CETME's had a little bit of a different magazine, but there's a lot of G3 out there that are on the market cheap, and with these, 90% of the G3 magazines that I bought have worked with absolutely no problem. I think I got one, maybe two in that didn't want to work right, but most of them, and you can pick those up really cheap. Now, a few of the differences you're going to see in this over the G3. One is the sights. Usually when you see the HKs now, they've got the drum sight. This has a adjustable sight for distance. A lot of these that were brought in, especially these, have the flash hider on here. Originally it came with a muzzle brake on it because during the Clinton gun ban years, you couldn't have a muzzle brake. You had to have the brake, not the flash suppressor. Also the bayonet lug, which is up here. was not on the ones imported. But once that assault weapons ban had sunsetted, then you were free to go ahead and, you know, do some of these things to them. And you know, just for the aesthetics of it, this isn't a rifle that I shoot a whole lot, but I do enjoy shooting it out at the range. Majority of these, when you see them, they're going to have wood stocks on them, which is what they commonly had. Century had this model, they called it the Black Widow, to where they had the black plastic. Also the G3 hardware, or the furniture for the G3s will fit on these. Sometimes they need a little bit of simple modification, but it's not a whole lot to it. That's a little look at the CETME rifle. A little of the history on it, not going into too much detail on it. Century, when they imported them, they bought pretty much most of what was out there from the Spanish and brought them over to sell here. But I have seen there are a couple companies that are still importing them and producing them over here, and just a fun rifle to shoot. I am partial to the AK and the FAL. This one shoots just as nice as the rest of them. The only thing with this is it's a very large, very long rifle. It's doesn't seem as compact as the others, but it is very fun to shoot. Very little recoil. And you got the roller lock on it, and it's just kind of a cool piece of history. So join me. We're going to head down to the range right now, and we're going to pop off a few rounds with this. So let's go. Well, we made it down to the range about a week's gone by since we filmed the table portion of it, but better late than never. Made it on down. I got the CETME. I've got 12 rounds in here. It's 20 round mag, but 12 should work out just fine. I just didn't want to carry more rounds out of the gun locker. So let me get my protection on. All right, here we go. So again, to cock it, the cocking lever is up here. Gonna cycle around. I can lock it in place. Make sure everything's seated. Now when I'm ready to go, and we're good. And last round did not want to eject. First time that's actually happened. This one's usually pretty good about that. Otherwise, fun rifle to shoot. A little long, a little heavy. But fun to shoot. It's Matt with Midwest Guns and Gear. If you enjoy these videos, please consider giving us a thumbs up or subscribing to the channel. It's much appreciated, and it helps the channel grow. Till next time, have a great day.